Welcome to the instructor training on effective classroom behavior. Our touchstone standards are going to be helping the teachers effectively maintain a structured classroom. To be highly effective, teachers implement CHAMPS all across the classroom, and the teachers will ask instructors to help have clear expectations in the classroom itself. CHAMPS itself is different for each class and teacher. When I was going through this, I was like, what are all the CHAMP options that we have? Let's see. CHAMPS covers conversation. H is help. A is activity. M is movement, P is participation, and S is success, because we want all of our students to succeed. Excelsior Academy also uses CHAMPS behavior to manage management program, and it is used school-wide to allow consistent, positive, and proactive approach in our classrooms. Our teachers want their students to be orderly and responsive, engaged, and motivated. This will actually improve classroom behavior, establish classroom expectations, motivate students to put forth their best effort, reduce disruptions, increase academic engagement, spend less time disciplining and more time teaching, teach students to behave respectfully and value diversity, feel empowered and happy to be in the classroom, develop a common language about behaviors, about all the staff, and you create a plan for orienting and supporting all our new staff. CHAMPS also helps with reducing staff burnout. As instructors in the classroom, our job is to, our main job is to help out grading and copies and help the classroom flow, but also to help with the teacher and their lessons on behavior so they can continue to teach without too much disruptive behavior. So what does active support look like in the classroom to you? To me, I like to walk around the classroom to help students. I like to walk up to them and make sure they act appropriately. We work with the student, and sometimes just being present in the room helps with classroom behavior. The role of classroom support. Our expectations are to assist. We don't overtake the instruction. Our role is to help reinforce expectations while maintaining a low profile. We don't want to take the spotlight away from the teacher. We want to make sure the teacher is doing what they need to do without help, without having to interrupt for the student. Key responsibilities, what we can do is sit near a student who needs additional behavior, emotional support. Circulating to engage off-task students. Providing on-the-spot redirection, or assisting with transition, group work, and independent work time. As we help the teachers with the transitions and group work, it helps the teacher to not have to take the responsibility of everything, and it's less stressful for them in the classroom when we are there to help. Proactive support strategies. What support strategies can we use? Where you are in the classroom matters. You want to choose a spot that allows you to get to the students easier, quickly, or adjust where you're at throughout the lesson as needed. Do not sit next to the one student for too long, so they don't feel like they're being, so they don't feel like they are being zeroed out, that they're the only one causing a problem. Students like to be equal, and we need to treat them as equals in the classroom to help them with their success throughout the day. Proactive support strategies, nonverbal and subtle clues for student engagement. Use eye contact, gestures, and gentle redirections. Silent prompts like a tap on the desk, pointing to the board, or a thumbs up can direct a student without disruption. One thing I do is I like to make eye contact with a student who is being disruptive or needs additional redirection. So just a quick look in their direction, and they can see that I'm paying attention and knowing what, if they know that someone's actually watching them and their behavior, usually brings their student back on task and back onto focus to the teacher. Reinforcing teacher instructions. We don't need to re-explain everything that this teacher does. You want to avoid pulling focus away from the teacher, but echo the teacher's instructions if a student missed them, or avoid reteaching concepts. What I like to do is if a student has a question that they don't understand what the instruction's going on, is I actually ask them, what are your instructions? What do you need to bring in to complete the assignment? I let the students try to explain it to me so they are prepared to, so they can tell me what they need to do, and it helps them click of what their expectations are for the assignment. Redirecting off-task behavior without disrupting the lesson. Preemptive approaches. Preemptively move near a student with signs of disengagement or offer quiet praise for small steps towards engagement. Sometimes you see students who are off task, and sometimes it's as simple of pay attention to the teacher, point to them and say, you know, you got to watch what's going on, not what's going on around you. And then when you actually see that they're doing it and all that kind of stuff, you can just give them a simple thumbs up or, you know, a little kudos saying that they're doing a good job. Redirecting off-task behavior without disrupting the lesson. Discrete redirection techniques can be proximity and presence. Standing near a student often re-engages them. Minimal verbal clues. You can do the eyes on your work, eyes on the teacher, focus, or you can ask them questions. Show me where you're at. Show me what we can do to help you. What are you supposed to be doing right now? And always do the CHAMPS reminder. What are our CHAMPS expectations for this activity? What is their voice level supposed to be? Are they supposed to be silently working? Are they working with a partner? Do they choose a partner that helps them succeed in class? Those are what the CHAMPS expectations can be for this activity, and you just need to follow along with the teacher, what the teacher has asked them to do. De-escalation strategies for emotional or behavioral challenges. You need to recognize signs of frustration before escalation. You want to give a student a quiet moment before addressing concerns. Offer an appropriate break or coping strategy. Sometimes you don't realize each child has different cues of emotional or behavior challenges. Sometimes you can see a child that has a leg shaking more than normal. You can go talk to them, see what's going on. Sometimes even just a break from the classroom helps them redirect and focus better on what they need to do. These kids are struggling in life just like everybody else, and sometimes just a little break, stepping out of the classroom, just someone noticing them makes a big difference to how they react. You need to partner with the teacher for effective communication. Before you walk in the classroom or before class begins, you can ask the teacher, who should I help today? Teachers do communicate with each other, so sometimes I find out that one student is having a rough day where other days they are just fine. You want to use hand signals or communication to avoid interrupting the instruction. When in doubt, match the teacher's lead. Consistency is the key. Each teacher has a different way of how they manage their classroom, so you need to understand what that teacher's needs and be consistent with the teacher's learning. Applying strategies. If a student's off task and distracted, one thing I do is I look to them to see if they can get back on task. Other times it's just as simple of asking them questions. If a student is disengaging and refusing to work, sometimes those are the ones that need a break. They need to walk away for a minute to refocus on what they need to do. And then if a student is getting agitated or disruptive, same thing. Sometimes they just need a break and need to walk away. Some kids are going through different lives and need extra additional help from instructors, teachers, and support staff to show that they are viewed, they are loved, and here at the school. And that is the end of my presentation.